turn to Psalm 103 verse 7, you see it says here, He made known His ways to Moses. Are you looking at the scriptures? He made known His ways to Moses. He did for the people of Israel. David was penning out a prophetic song, and he made a summary of what happened between God and His people in the desert. We know this account of themselves. So the summary, as David captured it prophetically, is that he said that God made known His ways to Moses, but His deeds to his people Israel. Now I want to just bring us something here so that we can use and exalt ourselves, so that we don't give in and we don't get tired in trusting God for His words. If you go to Psalm 103 verse 7, there is something David mirrored here prophetically as he was penning down the prophetic song. He said in verse 7 that God made known His ways to Moses, but His deeds to the people of Israel. I want to use that prophetic insight in His words to bring some clarity about things of God. Because the deeds of God and the ways of God, they are different faculties. Let me use that word. There are different departments. A lot of people today that are Christians, they are only interested in the deeds of God. That is what is propagated, and that is how devil has been able to deceive the church with false prophets. Why? Because the church is focused on the deeds of God. They want that thing God will do to show that He's God. They want a display of power. Is it right for display of power? It's right. I want it. Every one of us want it. But the issue is that most times, if you don't have an understanding of the ways of God, you are going to fall for the wrong deeds of God. In other words, you're going to fall for deeds that look as if it's from God, but it's not from God. Why? Because you don't have a good understanding of His ways. It is His ways that will help you to understand this miracle is from God. It is your understanding of God's ways that will enable you to categorize any supernatural power that's from Him and that's not from Him. Why? Because His ways will expose you to the tenets of the principles that guide His miracle, to the things that go forth before His presence comes. It is His ways. And that is what Moses knew. That's what he was supposed to Moses. Most times, Christians are only clamoring for the deeds of God. He made known His ways to Moses, His prophet, and His deeds to the people. The people saw the miracle. They saw the punishment God brought to the Egyptians. They saw the water running from the rock. They ate manna. They saw all that. They saw the sea divided. These are the deeds of God. Are you getting it? And that's why today, if you look at it, most times people are always clamoring, looking for that display of power. They believe that is what will make us know that God is with us. It's not the wrong thing. I seek that, you seek that. But I just want to draw attention to something that most times we don't take into cognizance. And that is why today a lot of false ones among us, and they are providing deeds that looks like it's from God, but somehow, but the truth is that they are not from God. And why we are falling for it is because we have not taken time to know His ways. It is the ways of God that guide the heart of a man to know the deeds. If you you read the book of Samuel, you see, when David was under pressure, like some of us, me and you can be under pressure over certain things that didn't go to do for us. All of us have our issues here. David was under pressure, if I'm not mistaken, it was over 19 years. A prophecy that was given to him that you're going to be the king. He was anointed by Samuel and all that. He saw all that. He believed it. And after within a short time, he saw himself defeating the giant. And through that, God elevated him to become the captain, the general of the army of the king, King Saul. David became the general, the captain in command of his army. So David was like, wow, this prophecy is happening. Everything is going to work as God wants. But at that end of that authority, trouble came. Trials came. Temptation came for David. And David, like me and me, feel that maybe this will take 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, this thing will be over and I'll be free from this whole thing. He started seeing his very master, who he delivered from the shame of being a slave to the Philistines. Because if the Philistines defeated Saul, Saul became a slave to the Philistines. David was the one God used to remove that shame from Saul's face and all the Syrians for them not to be slaves to the Philistines. God used David to do that. Are you getting me? And that is particular. When I say particular, it means that if it is not David, it will not work. Because before David did that, there is a training God gave David in the wilderness that made him eligible. You know that most Christians don't understand that. Because we talk of grace, we talk of a mental favor, we now minimize the place of legibility. Believe me, there is a place of legibility in grace. Grace comes in measure. There is something you have done. There is something about you that makes certain grace God provide for you to do more than others. You cannot deny that fact. If you like, argue. Grace is given to everybody, but there is a place of legibility. David demonstrated legibility in the forest when he was tending the sheep of his father. He demonstrated that I am a leader. When he put his life in line to save the common sheep. So you and me now, we will see what David did as a foolish thing. May God help me. Because there are things at times I think I was foolish when I took that decision. But today, with this one I'm speaking now, I'm encouraged. So you and me now will think that what David did was a foolish thing. For you to put your life in danger because of a common sheep. Come on, none of us will try to do that rubbish today. And even call it rubbish. But that was how God was able to elect David to be the one to kill Goliath. Why? Because anyone who's not ready to put his life online to defend God cannot be used. God knows spiritually that anybody who claims he loves him but doesn't love him to a level that he can put his life on the line to demonstrate his faith on him, that person is not ready. What do I say? He's not ready to be eligible. So we can have grace, but among all of us that have there are people that are eligible. Why? Because of the things he did. So must he do things that made him legible to be used to defeat the giant. But after defeating the giant, maybe he thought things are gonna be rosy and all that. He became the second in command, the general for King Saul's army. At that position and all that, but the same day he won that battle, the same day he removed shame from the king's face, the same day he removed shame from the face of the Israelites, the same day he honored the name of God, the same day he didn't understand how the word of God was. That's why the ways of God are different from us. The same day that thing he did triggered a vision. That thing he did that was glorious, that thing he did that was lovely, that was commendable. That thing he did that brought joy, that brought liberty, was the very thing that devil used to spark up enmity, spark up jealousy. Because the Bible says, as the women were celebrating David, calling him names, singing song, and say Saul has slain the 1,000, and David has slain the tens of 1,000, that song did not give joy to Saul, King Saul anymore. It gave him bitterness. So here is a king. Oh my dear, honestly, I don't feel like flowing. If I flow like you, I'm not gonna go today. Here is a king who was trembling because he sees himself at the brink of becoming a slave to the Philistines. Here is a king whose armies were shaking in fear because they don't know how to come out from this problem. Here's the king who had cried to God and God said, "Don't fight." He's wondering how is God going to give me this victory. He has received the word from God to get the victory, but don't fight. He's afraid to fight. He didn't have faith as a leader to put his life online. Hey, this is why we're having problems today among leaders in the world. I've seen men who come out and speak beautiful things on how to deliver their nation or things that they can do to change, bring reformation. They do all kinds of, they speak, they have the understanding, they have the metrics, they know the logarithm on what to do and how to deliver the people. But when it comes to practicality, when it comes to facing the forces that are standing against liberty, they are not ready to put their life online. They are not ready to die. For that reason, all those their philosophy, all those their understanding, their theory, their agenda becomes nothing. Why? Because it is not words only that save people. It is words that are backed with action that save people. Nelson Mandela spoke and he backed his words with action. That's why today South Africa is free. He after speaking and they want to arrest him. Because of arrest is okay, please let's come to another say. He said, do not make us a matter pressure on him. For him to stop this fight and allow things to be as status quo. And he said no. He was ready to die. Nelson Mandela was ready to die. You must understand that. It is that readiness to die that brought the victory that South Africa has. So here King Saul was not ready to die, but he wants to see the manifest of God's power. God had given you a word, you win. But now fight. You are looking at how big Goliath is and all that. That makes you afraid. You don't want to fight. But what does he want God to do? God has given his words. Now it's for you to deliver the word. But you're afraid to deliver the word because you're afraid of dying. And God brought a man who has a text in the forest, who he saw what the man did in the forest. That this man did is the quality of a leader. Any person who can put his life in line to protect what was given to him is not eligible to lead. Can I say it again? Anyone who cannot put his life online to protect what is given to him, to protect what was given to him, is not eligible to lead. So for David, those sheep, those goats, or whatever it is that was tending for his father, was what was given to him. He is a leader among those animals. Hello? He is a shepherd. Shepherd means they're the one that leading you. If he said them go this way, they go this way. If they said them go this way, they go this way. That is leadership. So when a lion came and pounced on one of them, David did not run for his life. Hey, still lion. He ran. He did not run for his life. As what most leaders do today all over the world. They can sell their brother, sell their nation, sell people just because of money. They can turn around, change to become something else you never expected just because it's gonna make them lose what they have. They don't want to lose that position where they're getting excess money. So they can do anything to remain there. Even if you like call them criminal, they don't care. But David